Hey everybody, it's Friday and welcome to SHIRO Show. I'm SaturnDave. This is TraynoCo. How you guys doing? How are you doing, Pat?
I'm doing.
You're doing good
I'm
enough.
doing.
Good enough.
I got lots of stuff this weekend. I'm going camping up north, so I'm going to be excited to go camping. I haven't been camping in years, so it's gonna be fun to go again.
That sounds like fun. Northern Arizona?
Yep.
Dude,
Talk to me again. Thanks,
I'm
Dave.
jealous. That sounds like fun. I love
Everyone's
going
gonna come
camping.
visit me now, and gonna go outside of my tent and try to.
You're gonna Night of Dragon
Harass
says
me.
no electronics. Not even a Game Boy Advance.
I was gonna bring my Walkman.
Seriously though, if you bring anything, you need to bring your SEGA Saturn.
I probably could. They have like an RV.
Gotta get
so
like
you
an
just put that in
inverter
there.
or something like that. Bring your SEGA Saturn. Have the little have all the wires routed into your tent, you know, with a PVM. That would be dedication right there.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the iPod and the Walkman. I think I'm good on that.
Sure. That would be so funny if you brought your SEGA Saturn, you know, you're sitting in your tent playing like the fishing game. You're playing like the bass fishing. What else could you play that would be on point? Camping theme. I don't know. That would be funny.
I'll play Mr. Bones because that's probably what I'm gonna be if I actually go camping for real.
Are you actually doing like the full on tent and cowboy coffee and the, you know, whole 9 yards, or are you doing like an RV or something like that?
Oh yeah, my parents just have an I guess it's technically an RV. I think
Cool.
it's one of those campers you pull along, like the StarCraft ones.
I got you.
Not the game, but the brand of them.
Okay.
So they have one of those. So we're gonna be doing that. So I'll probably just bring a couple of books and my iPod and just listen to music and vibe. That's usually what I like doing.
Sounds like fun. Smelling like campfire smoke the whole time. My dad used to take us camping, and he'd always be like, he'd get home after work and he'd take us out. We'd get there when it was dark. We'd be setting up the tent in the dark with the lantern. It was like, you know, it was roughing it, but it was fun, you know.
We're not allowed to put fires up there. There are a bunch of forest fires up in Arizona right now.
Oh, no kidding.
Like for the last 5 years, there's like no like wild campfires. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that does
But
suck.
Arizona just get drier and drier, and it's like there's so many wildfires up there. Like there's actually all the forests up there are shut down.
Oh man.
I think even the Grand Canyon area is shut down too because of all the wildfires. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, that is sad. You know, we don't have that many news stories, so we can chat a little bit, but I would love to get like one of those Sprinter vans, you know. That's my dream, is get one of those Sprinter vans, outfit it with, you know, beds and a fridge and like some camping stuff, and just be able to take it to like Joshua Tree or something like that, and on the weekend, you know, no big deal, just take it anywhere and park and camp. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and you're referencing the camping area, not the awful Christian band.
As far as what goes, Joshua Tree. Oh yeah, no, I'm referencing the national park. Yeah.
I got you, not the awful band. I got you.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not aware of a band called Joshua Tree, unless we're talking about U2's album, Joshua Tree.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a band named Joshua Tree, but it could also be the album.
I had no idea. I had no idea. Yeah,
I think it's like a Christian band named Joshua Tree or something.
I had no idea. No, I know. You know, there's the state park or national. I don't know if it's a national park or state park, and then there's also, you know, U2 had a famous album called Joshua Tree. But other than that, I wasn't aware of any other bands. But hey, check it out. I don't know if you could see, but I got my SHIRO merch now, so I'm wearing it proudly. I was gonna do like a I'm invisible kind of thing. I'll show everybody here that I got the Saturn chipset there, and it's on a green shirt, you know. So the idea is
chips.
Yeah. Rather than having like the entire thing silk screened, I just basically deleted the actual PCB, and then you just have like the entire chipset and all the traces on a green shirt, and it looks cool. So
Dave runs on PCBs. That's his insides.
Yeah, we got this PC from PCB Way. No, I'm just kidding. We are not sponsored. But
buy PCBs and was it something park? I forgot the name of the place. Oh, Osu Park, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can get circuit boards printed out, but
you can get
you
can get the boards printed out from tons of places, but the problem is the chip shortage right now. My wife is having a hell of a time. She does PCB layouts, and it's like she'll get the entire layout going, and then she'll go to order the parts, you know, to do a test board, and it'll turn out they're missing like 40% of the chips on the board, and then she has to like go to Mouser and DigiKey and all these other sites to try to find like replacements, and just totally messes with the design, you know. So it's like right now the chip shortage is crazy.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, man. I'm jealous your wife can do that like fine point soldering. How does she do that? Does she have like a microscope for that?
Oh yeah, she does. If she's gonna do real like rework or whatever, she's doing that under a microscope.
How much do those usually run?
The microscopes?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We don't have one here at home. I mean, she's got like a Hako soldering station here at home. She's got some probably the same thing you got, you know, here at home. But at work, you know, it's like full-fledged helping hands, microscope, you know, really nice solder wick. She doesn't. She pretty much just uses like wick to. She's doing a lot of ball grid array stuff too, you know, and which is really tough. You know, I'm not exactly sure, but all the engineers have her do their rework, even though that's like not even. And she doesn't mind, you know, because she kind of misses it. Ever since she, you know, spends pretty much several hours at a computer just on Altium, you know, it's nice to get her hands dirty every once in a while with rework.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
I would love to get one of those microscopes because my eyes are awful. So like, I think if I had something like that, it'd make it like a million times easier to do soldering work.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's she still works under a microscope that she's looking through, but I know a lot of people at her work, they do have it where it just shows up on the screen. You know, it's like on an LCD, and so they're really just looking up. But I don't know, she prefers to be like looking down at the board and just get that really like, you need to be looking in the same place where your hand is so that you have that kind of like awareness, spatial awareness. Otherwise, if your hand's down here and you're looking up there, it's sometimes hard to do like the really like detailed stuff. But anyway, Martin,
stab your thigh with a soldering iron.
Yeah, we only have 10 in the chat. What's up? I thought this was a better time for folks, but anyway, thank you to the 10 people that are in the chat. Go share the stream out with your friends, and definitely, like Martin said, smash that like button. I can't believe I'm saying that. Smash the like button.
Also, this actually is somebody asked. This is a Tom Nook shirt I got from the Nintendo World Store in 19, I think.
Nice.
It has Nook's family business on it.
Nice.
It's kind of hard to see with my microphone.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that's what it was. Cool.
See it there. Right there. But yeah, it's a really cool shirt. I really enjoy it. I love Animal Crossing. I have another one I think I wore this week as well, but it's in the hamper right now, so I'll have to wait to pull that one out later.
Yeah, Tom Nook, man, he's a pimp. He's probably involved in money laundering too. I'm just kidding.
That's Yoshi.
Oh, that's Yoshi. Okay.
It's tax evasion.
Yeah. No, but he's you know, that I love that family business. That's great. So what else has been going on with you? You've got camping. You've got I don't know.
Drugs?
No.
No, I got my final part for the iPod I'm rebuilding. So I'm kind of nervous. I got the PCB, I got all the screens and stuff. I'm kind of nervous about messing it up again because the last time I yanked the battery terminal off the board itself.
Oh wow!
So I had to get a new. I actually had to get a new a PCB for that because I didn't want to surface solder the connector because I'm lazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'm gonna put that together tonight. Hopefully that'll go well and I won't break it, so I can have it ready for the trip. But once it's done, I should have an iPod that has about 600 plus gigs on it.
Wow, that's like I think you're set. You can have everything in FLAC.
Yeah, I'm just gonna install a Rockbox on that and just use it via FLAC. But
Sounds
I noticed
good.
with some of those high res ones, like the ones I had, it lagged really badly on it. Like I had a REM's Chronic Town album. It's like in the highest FLAC possible, and man, it was sluggish on that iPod. It kept stuttering, so I think I need to
That was
think
my
I need to fix
experience.
that.
That was my experience with like the vintage iPods that have like a slower chip. You know, they can do Rockbox, but you feed it those really high quality lossless files, and they kind of chug. You know, but
Yeah, standard FLAC usually works though. It just was that format because they were like from HD tracks and like it was like the highest quality possible quality.
oh, okay, so like the really high sample rate too.
Yeah, it was pretty laggy, but usually like regular FLACs are fine. So I think I'll cut my losses and I'll just down res that one and just be like, okay, that's fine. I can live with the high quality FLAC that's not like studio level. I think that's
True.
fair enough. But yeah, Martin, I did actually have Doom running on that. That comes default with Rockbox, so you can just install it. It's like free Doom or something, I think is the name of it.
We have someone new to the show, D-More. Thanks for joining the stream, and like and subscribe, and be sure to party with us on Fridays at 2:30. We do this every
And
week.
ring
We
that
go
bell.
over, we go over Saturn news. Today we're kind of dragging our heels here because we don't really have that much to talk about this week. And what we do have, I think Pat's been the one busy writing everything up for the site. Because I have been so busy at work that I have not had a chance to write any articles. But that said, like I've been digging for Saturn news, and there really hasn't been a whole lot. I've got some articles coming, some developer interviews with Seven Shades and Emerald Nova forthcoming, but I'm waiting on them to just take their time and answer because I don't want them to just rush the answers and have it be samey, as the other ones. I'd love them to just, send me those answers when they have the time, and then I will go ahead and do my best to write up some articles for those. But in the meantime, I'm going to let Pat pretty much take this whole thing, starting with,
Lovely.
it's hard.
Right on the spot.
Cool. So take it away, Pat.
All right, so the first article we have is Cotton Rock and Roll, announced for the Saturn. So, not the Saturn, I'm stupid. For the Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS4. So basically, I think they teased this back in 19 or something when they first announced that they're doing more Cotton games. They said they had a remake and a new game in the works, and I'm guessing this is the remake of the game. Or the new game, and the remake of that was, of course, the Cotton reboot earlier this year. And they actually did a surprise one with the Cotton Guardian Force Saturn tribute dropping. Not yet, but it's dropping, I think, in October or something. But not only will we have two of them, but now we'll have a third Cotton title dropping in December of 2021. If all goes well. But recently announced the new title, Cotton Rock and Roll Superlative Night Dreams. I think that's how you say it.
Superlative.
I'm kind of dumb. What is it?
You were right. Superlative instead of like fantastic or superlative night dreams. Interesting choice.
It's that much good. Or I don't know. Do you think superlative or fantastic is better? What's your?
Oh, I mean, I like fantastic. That's, but I mean, Is this a remake or this is a spin-off, right? Rock and Roll?
This is a new game.
This is a new game. Yeah, it's a sequel. So they can't name it Fantastic Night Dreams, But yeah, no. That's cool. Is the PS4 box art stretched like that, or is that just our website doing that to it?
That was just me to fit it better.
I got you. Okay. All right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks normal there. So there's like
I stretched it on purpose to fit it in the thing.
So up above this footage right here, this is the 3D gameplay portion, which kind of looks like Rainbow Cotton, right? So it's like they're kind of merging the 2D and the 3D.
Yeah, it looks like it's both the elements. I think it's more inspired by Panorama Cotton, but I suppose it could also
Panorama.
Yeah, it could also be like Rainbow Cotton as well. So, but the artwork, like the 2D assets are really beautiful, like Cotton on a broom in the cutscene.
Okay.
I think that's very pretty, like the art style of that. I know a couple people had an issue with some of the in-game sprites though.
Well, I think there were these down here. I'll scroll down. Like this screen in particular, I think these two screens right there, if you could see it's like the model there is just missing some depth and detail. So it almost looks like it's a work in progress. But and I think people have pretty high expectations for this game, having some really rich visuals since it has, you know, a pedigree of being like a hand-drawn 2D artwork kind of game. But I mean, again, like it's not coming out. When is the release date?
December of 2021.
Oh yeah, we've got time. So I mean, yeah.
There's not much info. There's mostly just screenshots. But I mean, it says a lot, like 3D Cotton and 2D Cotton. So we'll probably learn more as the game goes on. But there's actually three additions to this game. There's the standard retail release of the game, boxed for the Switch and PS4. There's these limited edition, which comes with the retail version of the game. Nintendroid of Cotton.
Yep.
The 30th anniversary Cotton Complete Works booklet, and a 20 track Cotton original soundtrack.
Right.
And then there's the Famitsu Ebeten edition. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, how do you let's see here.
Let's just call it the Famitsu edition so we don't have to Ebten, yeah.
Yeah. Famitsu Ebten edition.
But yeah, that comes with everything below, but it also comes with a 20 track Cotton original soundtrack. I believe a teacup. I don't know why I didn't put that there. A teacup, and then it comes with an additional soundtrack on top of that. A teacup and a wall scroll.
For $150.
Yeah, for $150.
Is that what you're gonna do?
That's what I did.
Oh, that's what you did. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not messing around when it comes
You're not messing around. Okay. Well, I mean, it's an investment. I'm sure it's going to be worth way more than that down the line, if the current games are any judge.
Yeah. The thing is that all the current copies that are coming out for that, or what's announced is the Japanese release date. The English release date, however, is probably going to be later and probably going to be handled by Strictly Limited Games or other companies. But I'm just getting the Japanese editions of the game because I want to play them. So Strictly Limited did a Cotton Reboot edition of that, which is basically the same thing with some extras. So I don't know if I'm going to get both of the special editions. I know I'm kind of bummed that the Cotton Reboot doesn't have English. Well, the Strictly Limited Games has the English version of it, but the Japanese version does not have the English subtitles and stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
So that kind of bummed me out. So I might have to pick up the Strictly Limited standard release so I can get the English option to that and know what's going on. But
you're such a nerd.
Yeah. I
That's
know.
okay. It's okay.
But
all
I've
are.
been playing that a lot. I do. My favorite thing of it has to be the Nindroid of Cotton. I don't know if you can scroll down and show that.
Yeah.
If you did.
Is that this? Where am I scrolling to? You're only like 2 seconds behind.
It's up. It's up towards the top of it where the Nintendroid is. Right there.
Oh, right there. Okay.
A little figurine.
Right.
Yeah, so it's really cute. When there's a bigger one below that, below that one, right there, and it's really cute. I like it a lot, and it sort of matches the art style of that game, which I kind of like. So that's gonna be right on my desk when I get that.
Awesome.
But
cool.
But yeah, did you have anything more on this?
I didn't have anything else to say. I mean, I think that it looks promising, and it's going to be awesome. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I love all Cotton games. I'm probably don't have the money to throw at this right now, so I haven't done any pre-orders or anything, but I'm still going to end up playing it one way or another. And as for this screenshot that some folks have been critical of, it kind of reminds me of Trizeal, to be honest with you, on the Dreamcast, with like some of the enemies having less detail. And I don't know if that's the way it's going to stay or if this is just a really like preliminary screenshot. But either way, I think that the game is going to be plenty fun. I think that it just always has to do with people's expectations of the series. Super fans have like sometimes pretty demanding expectations. So, and whether or not those are met remains to be seen. But we'll see. Yeah. I know people are going to be happy with their collector's editions, though.
Yeah, I'll absolutely will put that wall scroll right in the studio. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that it might be one of those it looks better in motion sort of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally could be. And again, like, if the gameplay is solid, I don't think anybody's going to really, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody's really going to care. So long as, you know, has some good detailed background art and the gameplay and movement motion is very solid. It's all going to be down to those controls, though. You know, it's very important that the game controls perfect, because, you know, it's the Cotton games are very just very tight controls. I've always felt like they're really fun. They're not just, you know, they don't just have the cute thing going for them. They're actually like really fun shooters. So with great artwork. So
Yeah, and I think that's, I got it on the Switch, and I'm really excited for it. I think the Cotton reboot I was very happy about.
mm-hmm.
So I got the Cotton reboot on Switch. So I'm getting everything else on Switch just because I think it's a fun Japanesey game, and I kind of like the idea of having it in handheld, so I can just play it.
Yeah.
On the go. At least that's my opinion. But
yeah, no, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah. Also, I didn't write an article about this, but you know that I can actually announce that project I was working on, which is actually Cotton related.
Yes, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm working on with Derek, aka A Team, on the Cotton Rainbow English translation. So I'm doing the subtitles for all those. So I'm currently in the works of doing the first couple cutscenes, and hopefully that translation will be out. I don't know. I think he said he's aiming towards the end of the summer, but I'll be happy with whatever. And if that's the case, then we'll get not only 3 but 4 Cotton games in 1 year, which is kind of insane.
Yeah. And I saw your meme where it was like Sonic fans are all sad. We get nothing.
Yeah.
The Cotton fans are just like, woohoo, party. You know?
Yeah, no, it is kind of sad. Like, I think Sonic only is getting the Sonic Colors reboot, remaster.
Right.
So that's kind of a big sad in that regards. But yeah, at least the Cotton fans are happy. We got 4 games in 1 year.
There you go. It's just raining cotton. It's raining candy.
Hallelujah. Amen.
All right. Next up is also this is Am I saying it? Sansegolo?
Yes, Sansegolo.
Sansegolo.
The mind behind the new visual novel adventures on the Saturn. He actually came to me and wanted to write an article about the Sakura Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, absolutely. So yeah, he wrote a fantastic article. So he basically goes through the game itself. So I guess for those that don't know, it's really in the early 2000s, a lot of people that were into the anime scene encountered something called Sakura Wars, which is a pretty, I wouldn't say famous. Basically, it's a I don't know how famous it would be, but
it was really famous in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. In Japan, it was pretty famous, but in America, it really wasn't. It was a really shortish anime when it came to the States. I think there's a 26-episode anime for the new series that came out recently, which is really good. But yeah, for those who don't know about the game, it's basically an anime or game about Sakura Shingui or Shinguichi. I don't know. I'm bad at pronouncing names, but yeah, basically it's she sort of is friends with Ichiro Ogami, which is the main character of the Sakura games, and they was it?
I think it's spelled Shinguji.
Shinguji, yeah. Gotcha. Sakura Shinguji, yeah. But yeah, they her friend Ichiro Ogami goes to this theater, and basically he thinks it's just this drama theater, but it's sort of more than he expected when it turns out to be a armed forces, a fighting troop per se.
Right.
And
it's like a play on words.
Yeah, I forgot exactly what the play on words is exactly. I'm pretty bad.
Flower
division.
Flower division or flower troop. Yeah, that is my alarm.
Yeah, the Imperial Assault Force. Yeah, flower division. Yeah, but essentially, yeah, and basically he goes into the production of it, which is with Oji Hiroi, basically working with SEGA to get this game off the ground. So I think the president of SEGA actually sought him out to make this game. He's the famous author, and of course he's the founder of Red Company, which did a lot of the East of Eden games, which I don't think we really got any in the States, did we?
It's a shame that we didn't. I mean, we got no. Well, we didn't even get like the fighting games or anything. I mean, you can play them all. I've imported many of them, but we didn't actually get any. Saturn has a couple, and it would be great if they ever got a translation.
Yeah, maybe someday. But from what I've seen, it's a lot like Sakura Wars in terms of the the 2D overhead in multiple genres. At least that's what I've seen in some of the gameplay of it.
We're
I could be
talking
wrong,
like
though. I've
Tengai
played a lot of it.
Makio, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, you're saying?
yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to go into it saying that, you know, it's strategy RPG, that if you listen to the production of it and talking about the people that worked on the soundtrack, people that worked on the game itself, did the writing of it, which I thought was kind of interesting. And it goes through the sort of the settings of a Soccer Wars in Tokyo, but it takes place because it takes place in about in the 1920s era. So I think they said about 1912 to 1926 in that period of time. So it's sort of like it's World War II, and it's kind of steampunk-esque if you think about it.
Definitely.
Minus
with the mechs, or one of the mech suits, you know, they're like steam driven mech suits, you know. It's got a very steampunk vibe going on.
Yeah, it's really interesting in that regards, and I really like that style. It's the steampunk without the annoyance of the steampunk, where it's like all the glasses and everyone looks like they're coming out of a Treasure Planet or something like that.
So basically this is just kind of like a passion write-up, right? You know, this is a game that means a lot to him, and he did like a nice little write-up kind of touching all the finer points of the series and what it is for folks who may not know or may not be familiar. So that's cool. I like how he kind of bullet pointed it with like the impact and the conclusion, you know, just going over you know, it's better than like a Wikipedia article, because then it's kind of giving you, you know, a little bit more from like a fan's perspective. So that's cool. And he's got some video references and stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest sadness though is that he points out again that in the Western world we only got the Soccer Wars, So Long My Love, and the new Soccer Wars game that was released in the States.
Yeah, So Long My Love was Wii, right?
That was Wii and PS2.
Wii and PS2, right? Okay. Which was out of left field considering we didn't get any of the other games. It's just like, well, okay. So you're willing to localize that, but not any of the other ones, and then it's, you know.
I think the issue back then though was that it was a different era, because around that time, a lot of weird Japanese games were getting released. A lot of like the strange ones from the East that we never got. So I think we started to actually receive those in the States, and those getting localized. So that was thanks to NIS America that did that, by the way. So big thanks to them for getting that localized. And on the Wii, there's only the dub edition, but on the PS2, there's 2 discs, and you can either play the dub or the sub of the game.
Oh, right.
Which I thought was a fantastic idea. But yeah, we're almost close to getting all the mainline games, though. We got the first one translated, and we got the second to last and the last one. We only need 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll have all of the mainline games.
Exactly. Eventually,
amazing.
It'll happen eventually. I mean, because there are a lot of fans of this game over here, regardless of whether we got it or not. You know, commercially. And yeah, I still haven't played, like, now that they've dropped the full final patch 2.0 or whatever with like all of the improved script and then the improved lip syncing and everything like that. I'm really excited to play this for sure. How long would you say that it takes to complete the first game?
I actually never beat the first game.
Oh, really? Was it
No.
Was it just like, did it get grindy like 75% of the way through or something like that, or what was it?
I just didn't have the time to beat it. I just played a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's me to a T. Is I just I'm afraid to even start because I know I'm gonna enjoy it, but I don't have the time to dedicate to it right now. So it's like I don't want to be unfair. I'd rather keep it on my backlog and wait until I get some time. Maybe if I'm sick, or I don't know. Maybe if I just come into a season of my life where I have more time, I definitely want to sit down with it and enjoy it instead of like trying to start it and then not finish. That's the way I've been with a few games, and I've regretted it. So, but
yeah, I did beat the last one though, Shin Sakura Wars.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you did.
I'm happy
That's
I at least beat that one.
And you played that on PS4? Or
Yep.
PS4, right?
PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game.
The impressive thing about this game in this series is like the orchestral music. It's fantastic. All of the artwork is fantastic. The script and just the dialogue and situations are awesome. Like there's just so much there's so much love and care put into this series, and you can tell like they really took it seriously over there. It was a big deal. Over here, it's like outside of weebs, it's kind of hard for some people to like understand why this game is such a big deal, but it really is. Like over there, it was just a mainline heavy hitter series, you know?
In all honesty, if we did get in the West, it probably would just end up like something like Burning Rangers in terms of style and voice acting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how some games like Dragon Quest end up coming over eventually and like doing really well, and then I mean relatively well, like not as well as I feel like Dragon Quest does pretty good over here, but nowhere near as amazing as it does over in Japan. And it's like with this series, it seems like that could be another, it could be another Dragon Quest situation where they could still sell quite a bit over here. I feel like there's a big enough market of people who are interested, but I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, if they ever remake it or come out with a collection in Japan, I guarantee you that there'd be a U.S. collection that would be released.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think at this point, Sega is not done with that. I think if they did do a collection or some like HD remaster of it, it would come out in the States if that ever came out.
Yeah.
But for now, I mean, there's just been no releases beyond, even in Japan, beyond Shin Sakura Wars. So I'm very excited to hopefully get that game. But I mean, we'll have to see. I imagine one way or the other we'll be able to play the series. Mostly probably through the translators first.
Right.
But I mean, hey, you never know. You know, there's just so many different opportunities we have and different games that come out. So we'll see. I'm hoping to play it though before the 2020s end.
Yeah, absolutely. And next up we've got a Best of Saturn blurb, I guess, spotlight from Peter regarding good old Guardian Heroes.
Guardian.
Are you a fan of this game?
Actually, I'm in the middle about it.
You're kind of in the middle. And,
yeah, I like. I'm not the biggest fan of like a scrolling beat 'em ups.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like a few, but I'm really picky with them. Like, I think one of the ones that I'll probably get hate on is I'm not the biggest fan of Streets of Rage or Golden Axe.
Oh right.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people like Golden Axe.
Yeah, Golden Axe is. I enjoy Golden Axe, but Streets of Rage is excellent in my opinion. I mean, I think that it's a really easy pick up and play kind of gameplay. The music by Yuzo Koshiro is amazing. My son loves Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage 2. We play that a lot together. It's just there. I feel like that game is pretty classic and it has some excellent gameplay. And of course, it's like inspired a whole line of like Beats of Rage games. But Guardian Heroes is a little different in some of the things that it's doing, because rather than being like isometric and having the characters just kind of be able to like float around on the background the way that Streets of Rage does, with this is like you're on a plane and you can either hop to the front or hop to the middle or hop to the back. Which takes some getting used to at first, just to kind of get fluid with it, so that you're going to the right place where you need to be to attack and rack up your points, and then you gain experience, and there are like different story paths depending on which characters you go with, and there's that, like I said, there's this whole leveling up with your different attributes. It's got like this brawl, it's got this like all out, multiplayer brawl thing going on, as far as like the multiplayer aspect of it. It does chug a little bit on real hardware. If I'm being honest, I have a legitimate long box copy of this game, and it doesn't run perfectly on the Saturn, but it's still very impressive, and the artwork is that classic Treasure style artwork. It's just that, it's just that it was released on the Xbox 360, the live arcade, and that runs a lot smoother. I know folks who have tried both, who have played both, have said that it's definitely the better like gameplay experience over there. But
I like the art, I love the artwork and the character sprites in the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were able to capture the anime style gameplay very well that I think a lot of games still can't capture well, at least in my opinion. But I actually played the sequel to this on the Game Boy Advance, I think.
I did not enjoy that.
Yeah, that game sucked.
It sucks. Okay, good. I was gonna say I hope Pat doesn't say he likes it because I did not enjoy that one at all.
No, I thought it felt needlessly hard at points.
It's like easy at some points and then it's like incredibly hard at other points. So it's very like unbalanced, and it's just weird. Like it's. Some people I think like it just and have it just because it's another Guardian Heroes game. But I mean, it doesn't really come close to being as good as the original.
If you want a good treasure game, play Ikaruga or a Radiant Silver Gun.
Yeah, or Alien Soldier, or what's that other
Did they do Bangai-O? I can't remember if they did that or not.
No, that's I forget who did Bangai-O. Now that I'm thinking about
Treasure.
it. Okay, I don't think so.
Oh,
but correct me if I'm wrong. So somebody in the comments tell us if Treasure did Bangai-O. I didn't think that they did. I know they did that other one. And I can't now. It's escaping me. They did another one on the Genesis that was really amazing. Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah, that one is really good.
Yeah, so I really like Treasure games. They always did like crazy stuff, pushing the hardware. There's definitely some janky stuff going on, some inconsistent and janky stuff going on with this game in terms of the Saturn's transparency layers, where it's like they were able to do transparency, but then in other places certain objects are not transparent. It's weird. Like they did the best that they could working around the hardware limitations, but and they really did want to get that like full transparency. Whoa, what was that?
Oh, Peter has his mic hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so anyway.
But yeah, Bangai, I just looked up. Bangai was Treasure.
It was Treasure? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge Bangai-O fan. And that is to say, like, I have it on the Dreamcast, but it's that one game that I can never get to work properly through VGA. Even if I force it just doesn't work on a VGA monitor for me, so I don't end up playing it very often.
You gotta get that RGB set up, my friend.
Get the RGB set up. Yeah, I guess so. That's one of those rare cases for RGB SCART for the Dreamcast rather than the VGA, which I think the VGA looks superior for Dreamcast on almost everything, but Bangai-O is a good use case where going SCART would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think there might be some patches on there that if you have the mode, I used to be hesitant at getting the VGA patches, but since the mode you can just throw them on there, I just don't really care anymore. Well,
yeah, I think I have the the VGA patched version of Bangai-O, and I think that it still displays in like a tiny little like corner of the screen. I don't know. It does something weird. It does something weird. It just doesn't work for me. But Martin's he's with me. He's like VGA all the way. I mean, in it. All the way, except for those very few games that you can't play with VGA if they decide to be weird, and in that case, it's nice to have like it would be nice to have like an alternative. And I mean, I imagine that the Dreamcast RGB SCART on like a BVM or something like that looks amazing. So
yeah, I mean, there's some games that don't run RGB, which I thought was kind of shocking too.
Yeah, exactly. There's some interesting fringe cases, but for the most part, you're pretty good to go for like 99% of the library,
But yeah,
I was just playing
VGA signal on a VGA monitor. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and I mean like
beautiful
games like I would argue that most of the Dreamcast VGA games look pretty great, but I mean there are some that are just like they shine. They like maybe it's the use of textures or something, and here we are Saturn cast talking about Dreamcast, but technically I mean there are some games that just really look hot on a VGA monitor, like Cannon Spike. or like Outrigger, or some of those fast-paced 60 frames per second shooter games look really really good on a VGA monitor. Even Sakura Wars. Go ahead.
You know what looks better than a VGA monitor with those games?
What's that?
A 29-inch VGA monitor.
Okay, yeah. 29-inch, like a Pro Scan or something like that?
No, like an arcade monitor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Because those arcade monitors are 48 hertz.
Oh, right.
They look extremely sharp on the arcade monitor that I have.
Oh, okay, cool. Now is that you've got a Naomi with that, right? Or do you actually have a Dreamcast plugged into that?
It's a Naomi. I kind of want to get a Dreamcast plugged in because I think that the benefits of the cons of the Naomi outweigh the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, there might be a couple games that I can't play on the Dreamcast that I can't play on the Naomi, but man, there's so limited. It's just the Naomi is just awful. Like, it sounds like a spaceship going off all the time. The fans are horrendously loud.
That's what I've heard.
It's unreliable. Like it may boot one time, but on another time it may not boot. So it's a mixed bag. It's kind of a sadness, really.
Nice little collector's piece, but not very practical in use. Unless you want to water cool that thing. But it gets really hot. It gets like super hot. They're very noisy, like you said, and yeah, like using that emulated boot. That's what a lot of folks do, right? They have like a piece that goes on top that just basically loads in images, and it's hey man, at least it's not a CPS2, right? With all those or like CPS3 with all that lockout or self-destruct stuff going on, right?
God. I don't want to. Listen. The reason I want to put a Dreamcast in there is so I can also replace replace the CPS3. Because guess what? 2 games on Dreamcast that are on CPS3.
Third Strike
and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? Yeah.
Literally the only 2 games I want for that. I can care less about the rest of the CPS3 library. I know there's one game, but yeah. Listen, I ain't paying $1,000 for that. Like, sorry.
It's all about the CPS2. It's all about the CPS2 library. That's where it's at.
CPS2 rocks. But the thing is that they have it on the Mister now, so I don't really even need to worry about that anymore.
Yeah. Go on record here. What's better? And I think I know what you're going to say. What's better? CPS2 or MVS?
Or That's hard.
Dun, 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 dun.
If I had to pick, if I had to pick one, the other one will get crushed to death and will never exist ever again. Probably MVS, because I think MVS had the bigger library and better. Oh man!
So you're taking King of Fighters over Street Fighter at the end of the day?
Absolutely, I'll take King of Fighters over Street Fighter.
Man, it's so hard though, because you're gonna lose. You're gonna miss out on.
Yeah, you lose in Puzzle Fighter, Giga Wing, Mars Matrix.
Were there some like Ninja Turtle games on the CPS2 or the Alien? Oh well, no, those were the Konami games. Okay, that's right.
You lose Alien vs Predator.
Aliens
Mars
vs
Matrix,
Predator.
Giga Wing. You'd lose. What was the other one? Marvel vs. Capcom, of course. Street Fighter, the Alpha series, that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all on CPS. Well, actually, CPS1 had Alpha 1 port, but it's complete garbage, so don't even waste your time. Puzzle Fighter, and there's a bunch of other really good ones on there that I'm probably missing that I'll probably get chewed out for.
Well, which looks and plays better at the end of the day? And it's so hard to say, right? Because they're like top tier. I don't know. I think if I was trapped on a desert island and I could only have one cab, I don't know. I'd probably go MVS too, because of all the other stuff. Yeah, it's just more games.
And variety.
It's so hard. I don't know. CPS2 though, those boards though, those snap-in boards, those are so cool. For folks who have the space, very unreliable, but for folks who have the space to collect all those, I don't know if you build like a huge shelf with slots and you can just because I mean those things are ridiculous. That's where MVS has the upper hand, with 4-slot MVS or even a 6-slot MVS, and you got all the carts. It's just a better overall better system.
Even the 6 slots though, some of those cart slots die pretty easily.
However, if you're an arcade operator, you'd probably answer CPS2 because, or no, I'm sorry. No, if you're an arcade operator, you'd say MVS. But if you are the company making the games, you'd probably go CPS2 because then you don't have nearly as much bootlegging going on, you know?
Yeah, the only issue I have with CPS2 is that there's just a limited library of games. I mean, I know that. I mean, it's limited, but there's a lot of really good ones. Like, I mean, I think pretty much every game on that is fire, and that was some of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, and Darkstalkers. You'd lose Darkstalkers.
Yeah, you would lose Darkstalkers, which
that one's
is
a hard sell.
I'm a bigger Darkstalkers fan than I am Street Fighter, to be honest. It's
honestly, yeah,
because I love quirky fighters. I love just the characters. I'm all about those characters. Versus, I mean, Street Fighter's great. Don't get me wrong. The same company, same teams, like. So
yeah.
they play great no matter what, but I love Vampire Savior. We got to get into this last article that Daniel wrote. This rounds out his showcase, his Saturn 3D showcase, part 4 of 4. And I forgot to do a thumbnail for this, so I'm sorry, Daniel. I guess Peter it got published to the site and none of the images came over, so Peter went ahead and took like a half hour and replaced all of the screenshots here, so we don't have those PVM shots that Daniel was giving us. But Knight of Dragon says, I'm all about the succubus. I'm all about Morgana, or Morrigan. Sorry, Morrigan. Yeah, the fish guy.
The fish guy, the werewolf's pretty fun.
So okay, sorry, getting off topic. So back on topic, we're talking about the Saturn. We're talking about how well it did at 3D, and of course we're capping it to like the end of 1997, beginning of 98. I mean, there were only a couple games released in 98 and they were developed in 97, so really you got to cap it at like 1997 as far as like in terms of like competing with the N64 or PlayStation. Enemy Zero I think is an excellent game graphically, and it does do like the point and click kind of thing where you're walking around FMV style, but then it also does like these corridor shots which look really, really fluid. And I guess it helps that the enemies are invisible, so it doesn't have to render those. But yeah, no. Have you ever played Enemy Zero?
I actually never played it.
It is it's a trip. It is like gets your adrenaline pumping. It's one of those games that it seems like some of the people I come across like really hate it. Maybe they feel like it's just too hard or there's too much backtracking involved. But it's definitely one of those games where like if you play it in the dark, it is scary. It's actually like gets your heart pounding because you'll be going down a corridor and that little ping starts up in your ear, and then it's like ping 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 ping, and the enemy is like right up on you and you're having to like charge your gun. You're like, oh shit, you charge your gun, and then if you misfire, you're dead, or you have to like turn around and run the opposite way to survive because you basically have a limited number of shots, and that which you do have, you have to charge up your gun and get it right. You have to basically wait for the enemy to come eat you and you just have to fire at the right time in order to kill them. And you get to those later parts of the game where there are like enemies lurking on like an entire floor of the ship, and yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Is that one of those games you have to wear an adult diaper to play?
It isn't like, it isn't like The Grudge or anything. It isn't like some of those like Japanese horror games. It's less scary than that. I would say it's more just like jump scary. It's more about just getting your blood pumping. And there are a lot of oh shit moments in this game for sure. I mean, there are even moments where like you're running down a hall and then you have to like duck and crawl into like a ventilator shaft to be able to get through to the other side. And you come out on the other side and there's like ding 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 ding, so you're like, no, go back the other way. It's pretty crazy. And again, like you can't see the enemy, they're invisible. So that's
is that what they call it, Enemy Zero?
That is why they call it Enemy Zero, because yeah, it's like you're fighting against an invisible foe. And it's very Sorry, I didn't mean to peek my mic there. It's very reminiscent of Aliens. Like same as like as Death Mask is so derivative of Blade Runner. Like Kenji Eno and Warp, like they didn't even bother. I mean, he obviously was inspired by Ridley Scott and inspired by Aliens, and this game just like steals unapologetically from that game, or from that movie. But yeah, it's very reminiscent of the Alien films. So moving on, we got some Gun Griffin 2. Gun Griffin 2, or the Gun Griffin series, is one of the best looking 3D series on the Saturn. Really does do a great job. Same guys
that did a Grandia, right?
Game Arts, that's correct. Yeah, and it's my understanding that and funny enough, it's my understanding that like Grandia is built on the Gun Griffin engine. At least that's what I've heard. Even though the two games are so different, but I mean, I guess in terms of like how it renders 3D, and then there are 2D elements as well. The thing that I really like about Gun Griffin that it does, that also like Panzer Dragoon Saga does, is that they use like those soft backgrounds. They'll use like these soft, almost blurry backgrounds that kind of simulates like a camera bokeh, and gives you that kind of like depth of field look, which to your eyes just makes it look so much better when they do that. So it's one of the things I really like about those games. And then of course Road Rash. Now to me, Road Rash doesn't really highlight the Saturn's 3D that much. It's much more of like it's mostly 2D sprites, right? And then FMV
to be
video.
honest, I've really never played much of Road Rash.
Yeah. Tunnel B1 is kind of like a tech demo. If you ask me, like it does actually look really good. It runs very smooth, has a lot of lighting effects. You're close to the ground and you have this kind of like looking up perspective, and it was a multi-plat game, so it came out on PlayStation and I think PC as well. It's a good looking game on Saturn, but it's just a throwaway game in terms of like, I don't know, created by Neon Software, published by Acclaim. It's I don't know, there's just not much going on there, but it is kind of like a good graphic tech demo, similar to Scorcher or something like that, or Amok, but not done by Scavenger. Worth playing? It's worth playing it's worth playing on your satiator just to check it out, but you'll get bored real quick because there's just not a whole lot going on there.
That's big sadness. Big
sad. 3D Baseball by Crystal Dynamics. I don't know, like I might like this game.
Baseball guy, you're the one with the Padres hat.
Well, yeah, so I own a copy of 3D Baseball because of its value, because it just happens to be kind of like a low print run kind of game. Ends up going for much more than it should. It's not that fun, and I don't find myself picking it up and playing it. If I'm gonna play a 3D baseball game, it's gonna be 98. It's gonna be and why can't I think about it right now? It's World Series Baseball 98, which is like the 3D engine game. And then in Japan, it's like Greatest 998.
That reminds me. Next time I come on this cast, I should wear my Diamondbacks hat.
Yeah, you should. We just beat you guys, though. I don't know. Actually, you guys opened the series. You beat us pretty bad, and then the next day we turned it around. So, but it was close.
You know what? Little by little.
Little by little. You guys have. You know what? You guys have a World Series, and we do not. So there you go.
To be fair, it was a weird year, to be honest.
Randy Johnson, though.
Yeah. It was a weird year because we kind of beat New York in 2001. So
yeah.
Like if you know those connotations, you know why that was kind of messed up. So
yeah. But yeah, so we are still trying to get one.
Yeah, I believe in you guys. I believe in your team.
We'll see.
I respect the Padres. I'm not a big fan of them. Like I don't watch them all the time, but I respect them.
Cool.
I know a lot of cool San Diegans. So and I don't think we have a rivalry. Like I've never heard of anyone try to attack the Padres or something.
Yeah. We actually are pretty, I would say we're pretty friendly with the Diamondbacks because we just hate the Dodgers. So we kind of hate the Dodgers and the
Everyone
Giants.
hates the Dodgers.
So we're just like, as long as, so we're like, let's just gang up on the Dodgers and the Giants, and if you guys help us knock them down a level, we'll be happy.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all about the fun. I mostly just like going just because it's fun.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, so we were talking about baseball because of 3D baseball. Shell Shock is interesting. It's a tank game. It's like a 3D tank game, but with like hip hop music and stuff like that. And this like Spike Lee kind of guy who's like yelling at you and, and telling you to do this and that. And it reminds me, there was like a Tank Wars game on the Dreamcast or something. It's almost like a precursor to that, but it's core though, so it's not affiliated by any means to like those arcade tank games on the Dreamcast, but it's the closest thing you'll get on the Saturn because we didn't really have like a proper tank game outside of this.
It kind of gives me the vibes of Alien Swarm almost.
Oh, Alien Swarm. Okay.
Yeah, that just might be me. Mm-hmm. No. Sorry, sorry, 3D Alien Front Online.
Oh, Alien Front Online on Dreamcast. That's an awesome game. I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah, it kind of gives me that vibes a little bit.
I can kind of see it.
You should play online with us sometimes. I think I play once in a while on the Dreamcast Discord, but you can actually play it online via an emulator, so that's what I do for now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I should do a lot of things. I do miss playing Dreamcast online, actually. I used to be real into that, and that's kind of like, that was before like the whole SHIRO thing, that was, there was a whole decade where I was putting most of my eggs in the Dreamcast basket, to be honest with you. And I
saw your Saturn collection.
Yeah, my Dreamcast.
Seems like I know what basket was going in.
My Dreamcast collection is like this. My Saturn collection is like that. Oh well, we all.
I'm kind of the reverse though. Like my Dreamcast collection, I think I just got some Xeno Crisis in the mail.
Yeah.
So I'm at about 70 games I think at this point for Dreamcast.
I could have gone the Dreamcast route, and it would have been cheaper and easier at the time. I mean, I realize Dreamcast is getting expensive now too. Everything in retro games is getting expensive, but I mean, like at the time that I chose stupidly to be like, I'm gonna collect Saturn games, even though that makes no financial sense. Like at that time,
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You have a small nest egg. Like you have a Saga, right?
Yeah. And I actually had 2 copies, and I actually sold one to fund, and it was the one that was in better condition, to be honest. I sold one to fund the acquisition of other Saturn games, So
how long ago was this?
This was like back in 2017.
Oh, okay. So it was like right before starting SHIRO?
Kind of, yeah. Like right before that, when I was like posting a lot in like the Collectors of America group. But nothing like Jared though. Project Co has like how many copies? I don't know, like a whole pallet.
I don't know. He'll have to recount after I broke into his unit. So
yeah.
I think I'll still 3 or 4, but
Yeah.
What's 3 or 4 out of like 12 of like 50? But to be honest, that guy has like a good retirement fund with those Saturn games.
Seriously, just sit on that.
Like if I like even the PVMs I know sort of gone up. Like the ones I got that one M4U for like 150.
Yeah,
it sold on eBay for like in the 900s. So
yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, it's getting insane for everything.
I have no space. I have this nice little it's like a 20-inch wood grain Gold Star RF television with the knobs, and I've told you about it before. It's in pristine condition, okay? And it looks great for RF. Like you can tune in a nice looking RF picture, but I don't have any space for it, and I need to get rid of it, but I need to find a good home for it because I don't want to just trash it. It's like,
just put it on Craigslist, say free TV.
Yeah. And I have no idea. I wanted to go to a retro gamer with like an Atari or something like that. That would be perfect.
Yeah, it's good in that city though because there's not a lot of interference. Like I saw Retro RGB do a video on RF and like in New York, like where he was, he would get 2 different clear signals depending on where he was in New York. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, if there's not a lot of interference going on, or you use like a really shielded cable, you can get away with some good quality on RF. But I mean, again, it's all relative. We got to wrap this though, because I actually do have I gotta get the kids going so that we can go to the fair. Actually, so we're not gonna be doing a game stream after this, but there's a lot more games on this list, so we're just gonna. So let's see here. We have got Independence Day. We've got
that game.
Sorry?
Pretty bad game.
I don't know. It's fair to Midland. It's not that bad. It's just, you know, very repetitive and kind of beige looking, but you know, it's a movie tie-in game. What do you expect? Doesn't look bad on the as far as the 3D goes. It is a 96 title, so it's a little earlier.
It's no Congo that's for sure.
Yeah. You got Hat Trick Hero. I have not played this soccer game, but that's one to check out if you are a soccer game or football fan. Space Hulk. Space Hulk definitely runs smoother on the Saturn, though it is a 3DO port. And, you know, it's by the time that it came out on Saturn, it was already out for a while on 3DO. And so, but it's a cool game.
I do love Warhammer 40K. So.
Oh, yeah. I like Space Hulk. That's another oh shit game. That's another one that gets your blood pumping, you know, when they all come after you. But
get the units attacking you.
Exactly. Some Carrio Toss, which is like Saturn's equivalent to like Smash Bros. Brawl or something like that. It's like a, you know, knock them off the platform type of beat 'em up, multiplayer beat 'em up.
It kind of reminds me of that Tom and Jerry beat 'em up on the N64.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever played that one.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Tom and Jerry on the you know what, I was thinking about something else, but I haven't played that game on the N64. But I know what you're talking about.
But yeah. It's kind of
Yeah, RoboPit is RoboPit, I don't know, it's not that impressive looking when it comes to 3D, but it is a fun game if you get into it. You have to invest the time, but it's like, you know, and, you know, building up and changing the parts out for your robots, and it's kind of like a robot fighting game, I guess, you know?
Gotcha. So it's definitely not RoboPit, but instead of the P, there's an SH.
It's not that bad, actually. And I do own a copy of this game, but it's like, it's one of those acquired taste kind of games. I know people who swear by it and say like they had a lot of fun with it. But I'm just not, you know, I don't have any nostalgia for it. So it's one of those games that I've only picked up a couple times and I was like, this is cool, but you have to spend time with it. I feel like you really have to spend some time with it in order to get the most out of it.
I'll give it a try.
We've talked about Pandemonium or Magical Hoppers. I feel like that came up before. So I don't know if this is like a double dipped or I don't know. Anyway, it came up before, but anyway, Magical Hoppers or Pandemonium. It's the
second best Pandemonium I know.
The second best Pandemonium. Oh man, I gotta bolt because I'm actually getting like, I'm getting cool. Like text messages and stuff like that. Like call. I'm like, okay, I will.
Cool. Yeah, we can just wrap it up right here. I
mean, for sure.
Just check out this article. There's a ton of games. We can go through all of them, but there is just a ton of games.
There is a ton. Yeah.
So like, check out the article. We try to hit as much as we can, but yeah, there's some really weird ones in there. But yeah, I think with that about wraps it up. Should I wrap this out, Dave?
Yeah, let's go for it. Take us out.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and of course ring the bell, favorite it if you like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything you give us will every view and like you give us helps us out, helps the channel out. We have ad revenue in our videos now, so we're getting actually the money that YouTube places the ads on. So we used to not do that, but now we're actually getting decent money from it. So we appreciate you guys for watching and supporting us. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Buy some
join
merch.
Our Discord group, huh?
Buy some merch.
Oh yeah, buy some merch on our shop
Threadless.
join our Discord and enter and have the discussion with us and talk about the Saturn, or spam our Discord and give me 99 notifications at 3 a.m. that I have to wake up to.
Yeah.
But that totally didn't happen to me on another Discord, so that's
Right.
fun. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. And remember, you must play Sega Saturn.
You must play Sega Saturn. Peace out.
A-Town down.
Yeah.